Hello, I'm Kim DeStefano. I'm a transformation and meditation coach. Thank you for taking the time out to come and be with me today. And the topic of conversation today is going to be about tapping into the power of our awareness to help us make the changes that we're trying to make. This came to me in my meditation this morning, that what I'm doing that's not really working, so I'm going to share it with you, is there is a goal that I have for myself, or a way that I want to be in the world, basically the next version of myself. And I'm aware that there is a habit of thinking and feeling and believing, probably on an identity level or personality level, that's blocking me from going to that next level or becoming that next version of myself. What I've been doing is trying to change that personality, but I'm doing it from the perspective of the personality, which actually gets me nowhere, because I'm not coming from another, like a higher perspective or a higher part of myself to help kind of dissolve this piece so another piece can emerge and evolve. So what I understood this morning in my meditation is that the best way for us to really make these kinds of changes is to try not to make them from the personality so much, and to tap back into the power of awareness. They call it becoming the observer, but really it's really sort of watching yourself and observing yourself and becoming aware of the part of you that you're trying to kind of drop and evolve. Doing it in a way that it kind of gives it space, kind of puts space around it. Like, okay, this is a pattern, this is a personality, these are things that I do that aren't working for me. I'm gonna just let them go, and I'm gonna tap into a greater power within myself to access the ability to do that, to create that space for it to transform. Much more effective than trying to have the personality shift the personality, because that personality doesn't really want to change, because it's sort of who I feel like I am. And if you watched any of my other videos, you'd be able to follow this a lot easier, because we have ideas and thoughts we have about ourselves. We have ideas about who we are, who we perceive ourselves to be, who we are in the world. And what this does is it creates a personality. We have our ideas about ourselves really form our personalities, and our ideas about the world really kind of determine how we interact with the world. And by recognizing that what these things are really just patterns of thought, belief, energy, and emotion, we can really begin to separate ourselves out from those patterns and determine, is this a pattern that's working for me? Like, is this a piece of my personality that I want to continue to take with me into the future? If it's not, then the best thing to do is to really kind of drop it. But when we come across a piece that's been with us a very long time, or we kind of really identify with, like we're really sort of attached to that personality, and now that personality is the one who's trying to get rid of itself, it doesn't work. And you just end up getting frustrated. I was just getting frustrated with myself, because I was trying to get rid of myself, and it's not really working. But to tap back into the power of our own awareness and really begin to just observe those pieces of the self and say, okay, these pieces aren't really working. I'm really just going to let them go and give myself space, put space around it, and just breathe and not try to do it, like not try to force it or make it happen. Just allow the transformation. And that's sort of what the guidance came in for me today. And I wanted to share it with you because I'm sure it would be helpful. Because when we get to pieces, I imagine most of us have had that time when we looked at ourselves and say, I really just don't like this about me. I really just don't want to be this person anymore. I just don't want to have these habits anymore. I don't want to do this thing anymore because I'm not getting where I want to go. I need to stop doing that. I need to be different so I can be like another, so I can behave different, act different, and have better results. And sometimes we can get really stuck in who we've been. To be able to then change it feels like, oof, that's really hard. And then we try to force the change and get in there and make things happen. And it can work, but not so much usually, especially if the personality itself is trying to kind of kill that personality. It doesn't work when we can sit back a little bit and observe things about us and say, okay, this is a pattern we're doing. We don't like doing it anymore. I'm just going to start to let it go. And then tapping in to that greater peace inside yourself, the awareness within you, to be able to have the power and the momentum to be able to do that. And that can take a little skill and a little practice, because it can get really intense. Like when a personality, a piece of your personality, you're aware of, this isn't working and this has got to go, and I'm going to go to another level in my own life or in my profession and whatever it may be, then that personality can really start to act up. It's weird to kind of break us down in pieces like this, but it really kind of works that way. That personality can get really worked up, and the last thing it wants to do is die. And so then it might even pretend like it's the one that's trying to get rid of itself. You got to really watch it and be aware of it and just say, okay, this is happening. This personality, this piece of me is really kind of going a little crazy right now because it's about to be released, and I'm about to make a transformation, one that's going to improve the quality of my life or my health or my relationships or my finances. So it has to happen, and I want to allow it to happen. I just have to kind of observe things a little bit better, just so it can happen more on its own through that power of awareness than so much for me trying to make it happen. So if this resonates with you at all, that's great. I have a series of products and services that are available to people to help them in their journey and their process. And I have a series of videos too that are really kind of designed to help you in your growth and your evolution, and to help you become the person that you're wanting to become, and to experience your world kind of your way, like the way you want it to be. And it doesn't always happen overnight. It's generally a process, bit by bit by bit. And I just want to encourage you and support you in your journey. So again, I'm Kim DeStefano. I'm a transformation meditation coach. You can find more stuff about me, and there's links at the bottom. And you can go to my website at yourtransformationisart.com. Much warmth and much love to you, and I hope this video helps you.